Hello again, everybody. It's me, Marcus, and I review stuff. Today I'm reviewing the song Movies by Weyes. So, after my review of her song Andromeda, which I loved, absolutely loved, I've been listening to it since I reviewed it. Went on the playlist, it's getting tons of plays. Love her voice. Anyway, after reviewing that song, I had an inpouring of, or outpouring, one of the two. Basically, a bunch of people said, hey, you should listen to Movies. Great song. I said, hey, of course. If it was anything like Andromeda, I would love to hear this song. Yeah, that's it. I was going to make a joke about how an outpouring of people for me is like 3 people because I'm a tiny channel. But, why go there? So excited for this one. Like I said, really loved her voice. And that was really the big aspect for me. I mean, when I listened to Andromeda, I'm like, oh man, her voice is just so divine. So really looking forward to this one. I had kind of a debate with myself. Do I do the official music video? Do I do a live version? At the end of the day, I decided to just go with this audio version that has Spanish subtitles. So, we'll give it a shot. Anyway, again, Movies by Weyes. Here we go. Ooh.
This is how it feels to be in love.
Yeah, man, that was fantastic. I loved that so much. Lyrically, instrumentally, vocally, loved it. Oh man, that was so good. You know, the beginning really reminds me of I was gonna say like Stranger Things, and I hate comparing music to Stranger Things just because I know Stranger Things didn't really make up that genre. They didn't create the genre or whatever. But I think it's just an easy reference. Like if you say something sounds like it could be in Stranger Things, people kind of get what that vibe is without having to really explain it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it. The beginning sort of sounded to me like it would belong in Stranger Things, which I actually really liked about it. But it also was really reminiscent of Pink Floyd's what's the name of that song? On the Run. It really was reminiscent of just that part. It basically take out the drums on the Run, and it's basically that. To me, it really reminded me of that part, kind of the instrumental part throughout that song. But I really liked it. I thought it was really cool. A very spacey vibe. You know, with the title Movies. It sort of just harkened back to like sci-fi, and I really love that. I'm a huge fan of sci-fi in general and fantasy. But yeah, it was great. I loved it. Great song. I can see why so many people really recommended it after listening to Andromeda, because I think, this is a really good showcase of what her and her band can do. So, yeah, it was fantastic. I loved it. But before we move on, we will move on and break down the song like we normally do. Let's start with our lyrics here. So, I actually found the lyrics really interesting and very relatable as well. So, verse 1, this is how it feels to be in love. This is life from above. There's no books anymore. I'm bound to that summer big box office hit, making love to a counterfeit. I love that. You know, I think it's this song really does seem to be like an ode to the movies, and in fact, there's some information here. It says on this track, Natalie addresses her love for movies and how she longs for her life to be as simple and complete as a movie. She wishes her life had the simplicity of a movie with a predetermined end and meaning. She realizes that life itself doesn't seem to shine like that screen. She wishes she could be the star of her own movie. That way her life would have some meaning and the world would revolve around her. This also relates to the previous song, Something to Believe. I haven't heard that one yet. In which she wants some sort of destiny to assure her that life has meaning. You know, I think we've all kind of been there before. Like this is kind of relatable in the sense that there are just some movies that really resonate with us, and we can really see ourselves belonging in that universe. You know, for me as a kid, it was Star Wars. I was like, man, I would give nothing, I would give everything to be in the Star Wars universe. And then as I grew up, it was Lord of the Rings, and it was just like, oh man, you know, just when I was really, really young, like between reading books and watching movies, it was Harry Potter. Man, I would have loved to live in the Harry Potter universe. You know, so I think it's just kind of like we can relate as people. Even from a young age, like, wow, how amazing would it be to live in that universe, to have that sort of movie lifestyle, that movie life. So very relatable to me. I think this song is. But yeah, this is how it feels to be in love. I think a lot of us, especially when we're young and we see love in movies, we think that's how it looks, that's how it's supposed to be. And of course, that's not always true. But I think many of us wish it was, you know, and I think that's what she's getting at here is like, you know, movies can make love seem so simple sometimes. It can make life seem so simple sometimes. And unfortunately, real life is just not like that. And so this is really a wishing that it was. I thought it was really interesting. There's no books anymore. So I think maybe she's talking about how she was younger and she's like, books, fuck that. Let's watch movies, you know. Bound to that summer box office hit, making love to a counterfeit. Why did so many get a rise out of me? I love the movies. So it's like, why did so many movies get a rise out of me, you know? And I feel the same way. There are so many movies I've seen in my life that just really resonated with me in one way or another for multiple reasons. Even movies that some people say that are garbage, like we each appreciate our movies. Like I'm an unapologetic fan of the prequels, Star Wars prequels, and no one can change my mind. They just, I was 9 when episode 1 came out. So it's like, you know, there's that bit of nostalgia. There's, you know, that nostalgia tinted glasses that I'm very much willing to admit. Lord of the Rings is one of those. I think of movies like The Dark Knight. I think of movies like No Country for Old Men. You know, just movies that really stick with you and just like, you're like, man, that's such a great movie. And they mean something to you regardless if the author intended that meaning, you know? So yeah, I really relate with this song as far as just a movie-loving person goes. So some people feel what some people don't. And again, I think that relates to what I just said. I'm an unapologetic fan of the prequels. Not everybody is, and that's okay. Some people watch until they explode. And of course, there are people who are much bigger movie nerds out there than I am. I mean, hell, my best friend, he goes to the movies, when movie theaters were actually open. He goes to the movies every Thursday to watch the newest film. It doesn't matter if he was really interested in it; he'll go watch it. And just he loves movies, loves being in that sort of culture there. Which, mad props. That's not for me, but I think that's interesting. Some people watch until they explode. The meaning of life doesn't seem to shine like that screen. So, it seems and there's always that specific genre of music that seems to have a commentary on the meaning of life or what have you. So it's like it always seems to, in those sorts of movies, the meaning of life, the meaning of existence seems to be clear, and true life doesn't always have that meaning behind it. There's no way you can always say like this happened because of this or what have you. But man, I again think it's super relatable here. Put me in a movie and everyone will know me. You'll be the star you know you are. The movies I watched when I was a kid, the hopes and the dreams. Don't give credit to the real things. I love the movies. And so, at first I was like, oh, does she want to be a movie star? But no, it's not that. It's that she wants to be that person in the movie. She wants to be the actual person that the actor is portraying, if that makes sense. Put me in a movie and everyone will know me, although she does still kind of long for that all-knowing around her. So you'll be the star you know you are. The movies I watched when I was a kid, the hopes and dreams. Yeah, when you're a kid and you watch movies, there's so much that you just you take a lot of meaning, especially if you're kind of an introspective person. Even at a young age, you watch movies and you're like, wow, is this what life is going to be like when I grow up? Is this what, and it's just very interesting. The hopes and the dreams don't give credit to the real thing. So yeah, I love that line. The hopes and the dreams that are founded when you watch movies don't really give credit to the way life ends up being, I love the movies. So it really, to me, this is a song of movies as escapism, which is great. I know the meaning, I know the story, I know the glory. I love movies. I want to be in my own movie. I want to be the star of mine, of my own. I want to be the star. I want to be the star of mine, of my own. Yeah, I thought it was great. Again, very relatable when you really look at the lyrics and just think about, unless you're one of those people, which I do know a few people who just don't watch movies. They don't like movies. They don't have the attention span to sit through movies, and that's totally fine. I'm not judging against people, but unless you're like one of those people who just doesn't really like movies, I feel like this song is very relatable. I really see where she's coming from, and she's really using this medium of movies to talk about and to relate it to just life and talk about how they're similar and different in a certain aspect, but talking about what's the word I'm looking for? The perfect world that is presented in movies versus what actually exists. The sort of everything has meaning, everything has purpose versus real life, which is chaotic and unpredictable in many ways. So yeah, I totally get it. Super relatable, like I said. Love the song lyrically. I give it 2 thumbs up. Instrumentally, I actually really like the song as well. I really like that last part. I was afraid that they were going to keep the entire song that sort of wavy. What's the word I'm looking for? Kind of out there, sort of dreamy quality, which they did. But towards the end, they did pick it up a little bit, which is what I was really hoping for. I was hoping for something just to kind of get the blood flowing there, which they gave me a little bit of something, which I liked. I did mention I really liked the part there that kind of sounded like Stranger Things-esque, if you will. Sounded like Pink Floyd's On the Run a little bit, which I thought was really cool. It was really cool to hear it sort of in a different light. I don't to say that they lifted it or copied it or anything like that, but it just it was very reminiscent of that tone there. So, but I liked it. Her voice sounds great as always. Got a little bit of cello in there, a few other instruments that really stood out there, especially there towards the end. And it was just very, very well composed. I thought it had this very dreamlike state, which I think it makes a lot of sense when you're making a song about the movies. So I thought that was great. Overall, I actually enjoyed the instrumentation almost as much as her voice. I gotta say, her voice blows me away every time. Having listened to it now in 2 different songs, love Andromeda. Her voice sounds amazing. It sounds great in this one, although I would say maybe not as powerful for me. But there were some parts in there where, man, she was just hitting those notes, and I was blown away. I mean, her voice is fantastic. I want to come back to this band again to hear her voice specifically. But the good news is, like I said, for this one, the instrumentation was also very strong. So I give it 2 thumbs up with instrumentation and with the vocal performance. And then as far as replay value goes, this one's on the playlist, man. I'm telling you right now, it's on the playlist. It's going on there right now once I'm done with this video. I just really enjoyed it. It had a lot of redeeming qualities for me. Her voice, the instruments, and then the lyrics, very relatable. Just kind of a fun listen. So definitely on the playlist, definitely going to get its playtime. Like I said, I've listened to Andromeda since, like, almost every day since I reviewed the song. I can see the same thing happening with this song too. So I just thought it was a great song. I give it 2 thumbs up for replay value as well. Hey, overall, fantastic review. Again, I can see why a few people reviewed this one, or requested this one, I should say. So yeah, I have one more request, I think, from her. It was Every Day. I'll definitely get to that one here in the future, probably sooner rather than later. You know, I'll be honest, I'm a little biased. I kind of fast track the things that I want to listen to sometimes, or I'm like, ooh, someone else requested Weyes Blood. I'm getting to that soon, you know, that kind of thing. There's a little bit of bias in it, but yeah, you'll definitely hear more from her in the future. And hey, you know, if you like this review and you want to hear other songs that I haven't mentioned before, definitely give me some more from her that I can listen to. So that's it for me, guys. If you like the music, go listen to the artists wherever you can. Go support them. One place you can check them out is in my Spotify playlist. It's got every single song I've listened to so far on my channel. Thanks for a pretty long and fun day of listening. If you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. That's it. I'm out. Bye.